Chapter 31. It's been 6 days since we posted about Pi, and he still hasn't found a home. Flint was adopted over the weekend, and even Marty, the Yippie Chihuahua, had a few phone calls. What are we going to do? I asked Levi at the lockers before homeroom. Claire's not going to let him stay at the pet hut forever. I don't know. We can share his pictures again. We've already put Pi all over social media. Levi's mom has helped. And so have Miss Sitten and Cherish. Nana wanted to help too, but she couldn't remember her password. We need to do more. We need to go to class, Wendy says, coming up behind me, but I'll write up a new post later. Something with more excitement, more adjectives. We take our seats, me 3 times, we listen to morning announcements, then Mr. Stoker starts math class. I'm not a fan of pop quizzes, he says, but sometimes they are a necessary evil. He goes to his desk and grabs a stack of papers. Groans fill the room. I add a heavy sigh. I don't mind a math test, but I'd rather listen to Mr. Stoker talk and explain mathematics in a simple 7th grade way. It would be faster if he just wrote F on the top of the paper, Levi says under his breath. I bet you get at least a C, I whisper. Gee, thanks. Think of it this way, Mr. Stoker continues. It's more a test of my teaching skill than a test of your completeness. He hands out the papers face down. Does that mean you get the grade? Derek asks. Nope, sorry. The grade is all yours. If I told you it wasn't for a grade, you wouldn't try your best. A grade is your motivation. Pizza's my only motivation, Derek says. Mr. Stoker places a test on Levi's desk, and then on mine. When all the papers have been handed out, he tells us to start and turns on some classical music. I expect the test to be a review of perimeter, area, and volume. And the first page is. The second page is a complex word problem. I glance at Levi's test. Eyes on your own paper, Mr. Stoker says, obviously watching me. The problem in front of me is hard, really hard. The octagon, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7, P8, is inscribed in the circle with the vertices around the circumference in the given order. Given that the polygon P1, P3, P5, P7 is a square of area 5, and the polygon P2, P4, P6, P8 is a rectangle of area 4, find the maximum possible area of the octagon. Immediately, I know that the diameter of this circle is the square root of 10, but that's all I can do in my head. There's no way anyone else has the same test. This is not middle school math. Maybe not even high school. I try to work and rework the problem in my brain. Never write anything down until Mr. Stoker collects the papers. He spends the rest of the class going over the answers. He does perimeter, area, and volume. He doesn't mention the special problem on my page, too. I can't concentrate. My brain is stuck trying to find the area of the octagon. I tap my toe 3 times under my desk, but I'm still focused on the problem. When the bell rings, I'm slow to get up on purpose. I tell Wendy I'll see her later, and I approach Mr. Stoker. You didn't give me the same test as everyone else? I say, staring at the floor. Everyone is unique, he says. Sometimes I create unique tests. He goes to his desk and picks up a pile of quizzes. That's not fair. It's certainly fair. It's not equal. That's the word you were looking for, equal. He pulls my paper out and turns to the second page. You didn't teach us this. He shrugs and points at one of his posters. The Pythagorean theorem has been on the wall since the first day of school. You know how to calculate area. You know an octagon has 8 sides. You know the angles. You didn't teach this, I say again, but he's right, and that makes me angry. I know all the elements needed to solve this. Why can't I solve it? You didn't even try. He taps the sheet. I can't do it. Maybe not, he actually smiles. I haven't solved it yet myself. It's from an old Putnam competition. That's the major collegiate mathematics contest. He stares at me, waiting for a reaction. I don't move. I don't blink. I don't say anything. Well, he continues, I'll let you know if I come up with a solution. What kind of teacher gives out a problem he doesn't have the answer to? My cheeks feel hot, and I'm not sure whether it's from frustration or excitement. Mr. Stoker tears the second page off and gives it to me, in case you want to work on it at home. I shove the paper into my notebook and leave the problem gnaws at my brain during Spanish. I scribble on an imaginary whiteboard in my head. I plug the numbers. Their colors and shapes get messy, like I'm forcing them to play along when they don't want to. I erase the mess in my brain and restart again and again. I can't take it anymore. I raise my hand and ask Senora Hubel if I may use the bathroom. She says si and doesn't question me when I take my notebook and pencil along. As I run down the hall, I pull out a Clorox wipe. I use it to push open the door to the bathroom and again on the stall handle. Standing over the toilet, I write down the first half of the answer, the easy part. It takes me 9 minutes to work out the rest of the problem. I got it. It actually wasn't that hard once I put pencil to paper. I want to show Mr. Stoker that I figured it out, maybe leave it on his desk. But I can't. I stare at my solution, lost in its beauty of it, the way an art lover would love to look at a painting in a museum. Then I tear it into little pieces and flush it down the toilet. Unlike an original artistic masterpiece, I can do the problem again, and it will be just as beautiful.